Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory.
What's up, fellow collectors? Today I'm talking about the Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monk Sub-Zero action figure. Very, very cool looking figure. I actually really like the way that this Sub-Zero looks. It's got a ton of accessories, which looks awesome. I'm gonna get into those in a minute here. And yeah, the packaging looks cool. It's got the Mortal Kombat dragon at the top. And it says, based on the mature rated video game. But then the action figure is actually quoted for ages 4 and up, you know. I'm pretty sure 4-year-olds aren't allowed to play Mortal Kombat unless your parents are really cool about it. On the back here, you get to see some of the figures that came out in the Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks figure line. You got, obviously, Kung Lao and Liu Kang, and then you got Scorpion, and then Sub-Zero. And then you got some, you know, kind of licensing jargon down at the bottom. It'd be nice to see kind of like a description about Sub-Zero or something somewhere, so maybe someone who doesn't know a lot about Mortal Kombat can actually get into the character a little bit. I like it when, you know, the packaging does have the biographies of some of the characters on them sometimes, but, you know, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and open this up anyways and review it. Alright, I got this guy opened up and I'm very happy with the results. I had no issues with the joints whatsoever, and I'm just really happy about the overall, you know, way that this figure came out. This is just an awesome figure. He does come with this awesome base though. It's got 2 pegs on it. He's got 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet, and they slide in really nicely here. It's very awesome, and you can just easily get him into a lot of just cool poses and then have him kind of kicking out, or, you know, get him into some more dynamic poses. You know, I didn't even know that he came with a base in the packaging. You can't really see it because it's kind of buried behind the figure, but this is just awesome. You actually don't need the base to stand him up. He's got a great amount of articulation to where he has no problem standing up on his own. Now he also comes with this giant sword, which looks really awesome, and then he's got these other 2 little dagger sword blades here. They kind of look like Cabal swords, you know. Definitely more fitting for probably Cabal than Sub-Zero, but they do look really cool. Now he does hold on to both of these Cabal-like daggers very well. I'm happy about that. They just easily and very snugly fit into his hands, and they look great, you know. It's not really weapons that we see Sub-Zero with typically in the game. You know, he's normally got that ice wand, or he does have a sword, but, you know, I don't really see him with these. I can't remember. I really didn't play Shaolin Monks that much, but I'm pretty sure he didn't really have these types of swords. I think Jazwares just kind of threw in these swords just as some extra accessories, which, you know what, I'm okay with. He also comes with this big, like, genie-looking sword, and it does look really cool in his hands. I really like how massive it is compared to the actual figure. You know, it's pretty much about half the size of the figure, and I really do like that. You know, I feel like some of the Mezco weaponry was a little bit small in scales compared to the actual figure, but I think Jazwares just really nailed the actual weapons and the size in accordance to the figures, you know. Plus, the figure holds onto it, like, super easily. Now, the sword doesn't really have a ton of detail on it, but it does look good enough to where, you know, it's display worthy, I would say. It does look pretty nice. You know, it's got the handle down at the bottom. It's got this kind of medieval looking part right here, and that looks really good. And then I just really like the blade. I like how that's shaped out. It's kind of like one of those, you know, Arabic kind of genie mystical type swords, but I think it looks really good. And it's actually pretty pointy, you know. For these figures being marketed for children 4 and up, you know, I figured that they would have dulled this blade down a little bit to make it more to where, you know, kids are going to be poking their eyes out with it. And then the Cabal blades look really good. I think that, you know, they did a good job on these. There's a little bit of paint scruffs here and there. I might actually just touch those up myself and make them a little bit more shiny. But, you know, I think they did a good job with the handle and the rope around the handles. I think that looks really good. Now, as far as detail on the figure goes, I really do like his face mask there. That looks really good. They did a lot of great detail work in the mask here. You can see all the slits. I do like his iced over eyes, and then, you know, obviously the eyebrows and stuff like that, and the sculpt of the face just look really good. Very ninja-like. I like his shoulder armor up there. I think that looks really good. And then his whole suit just looks awesome to me. You know, it's still got that classic kind of Sub-Zero vibe with his original blue suit. He's got the Lin Kuei medallion right there on his waist, and I really do like all the texturing and detail that they put all in the suit here, like these little silver bits. these cross stripings here. It does look like actual cloth, even though it is just, you know, bits of flexible rubber. I really love how they iced his hands and his forearms all the way up, and then they slowly tapered it off to his biceps. That's a really, really cool effect. And, you know, this plastic, it's kind of like see-through and kind of glowing, and it just really makes this guy just stand out and pop out at you. I really do like that. I also like his blue shin guards here, those blue accents. They look really nice with the black all around them. You know, it just like, he's got little bits of blue here and there that pop out, and you just really get that iconic Sub-Zero look out of him with the blue and black suit. Now, as far as articulation goes, he's got a really, really great amount of articulation here. You got a nice 360 motion you can get out of the head. You got 360 at the upper arm. He's got some rotation right underneath that here at the upper bicep. Then at the elbow, he's also got a hinge there. And then he's got some rotation at the wrists. The waist swivels, but it doesn't really have any rocking back and forth motion. The legs do kick out really far, though, which I'm really happy about. And they kick out really far frontwards, but they actually don't really kick out at all backwards. They're really limited by the buttocks area there. Then you got a nice hinge at the knee, and then also at the ankle you get some swivel motion. Now here's a quick comparison between the Jazwares Sub-Zero and the Mezco one, the newest one that came out with the same kind of ice blue type sculpting as the Jazwares one. And I gotta be honest, I really do like the Jazwares one mostly because he looks more like the classic type Sub-Zero to me than the Mezco one. You know, I'm a really big fan of the classic Mortal Kombats, like 1 through 3. Those are like some of my all-time video games, and I feel like the Jazwares Mortal Kombat version of Sub-Zero looks a lot more like that than the Mezco ones. You know, I don't really like a lot of the detail and stuff that they're putting into the newer Mortal Kombat games with the characters. You know, I really just enjoy the classic ninja suits. And as these figures stand side by side, you can tell that the Jazwares Sub-Zero is clearly taller than the Mezco one. He also looks a little bit bulkier, a little bit buffer, and that's another reason why I prefer the Jazwares one to the Mezco one. And you know, most of the time it's been, you know, opposite. I really did enjoy the Mezco stuff, like with the Raidens. I think the Raidens were great. Can't wait to get the Series 2 and we can get like Quan Chi and Kotal Khan. I think those figures are going to be great. But I think Jazwares, especially with the Shaolin Monks line, just really just nailed these figures. And what my opinion is of them for the kind of classic look that I really do enjoy from Mortal Kombat line. So overall though, I think this is a really awesome figure. It's definitely my favorite incarnation of Sub-Zero that I have in my entire collection to date. Really, really happy with the way that this figure turned out, and I'd highly recommend picking one of these guys up if you can find it. I know they're pretty rare to find and come by, especially on the secondary markets like eBay and stuff like that. I've seen these guys and Scorpion, you know, go up to like 140 bucks each, and you know, there's no way I would pay that much for a figure. You know, luckily I was able to find these guys real cheap at a local market that I go to, and you know, I was just kind of blown away that I was able to find these guys so cheap. It's like the people that were selling them didn't really know what they had, and I was like, hey, you know, I'll pick them up, sure. So check out my channel, guys. I got a ton of Mortal Kombat action figure reviews on there. I also do animations in every one of my reviews, and I collect other things as well, like Halo, Mega Bloks, all that good stuff. Make sure you check out my channel and you subscribe because I come out with new videos every week, and I will see you guys all in my next video, and thank you all for watching.